Texas in the middle of nowhere, and we are hunting whitetail this morning. And it is 50 degrees and beautiful out. It's warm for me. Well, we're gonna get in the Yamaha side-by-sides and head out to our stand, and hopefully some deer or pigs will come along and just have a great morning. When we showed up, a 10-pointer came out of just nowhere and was probably 10 yards in front of us. Oh, that's a nice deer. That's pretty impressive. And he was a really nice deer. He was younger, but he was really nice. And so it was fun to watch him, and we kind of paid attention to what he was doing. And he didn't stop and eat much. He just walked down the trail about 150 yards and started rubbing on all the trees, and that was really nice to see. And oh, there he's screaming. Yeah, look at him. We kept watching that 10-pointer closely, and there were a handful of times we could have shot him, but he was just on that borderline age group. And so we made the decision, you know, I was like, you know, let's hold off on that, let's wait. I mean, he was beautiful. I'd never seen anything like this, and he immediately got my heart racing. You know, it was tall, it was wide, it was perfect, but again, just looking at him, you're questioning that age. After watching him for a while, we knew that he wasn't one to just kind of stick around. He was passing through. He didn't stop to eat or anything. He just jumped up on his, got up on his hind legs and started scraping on the trees and just kind of moved on after that, and we never saw him after he disappeared into the woods. It couldn't have started out any better. Time goes by and out walks a huge 8-pointer. It stood about 200 yards, walked down the path a little bit, noticed where the other one rubbed and was like, And so he started rubbing over it, it was really cool to watch. Wait, that is the same one. Nope, it's not.
He's actually an older deer.
I was just gonna say he's a lot older. You know, that 8-pointer, I mean, he was just old, and he just didn't have a care in the world. You know, he just took his time with everything, and once he showed up, we kind of knew he just wasn't going anywhere. Nothing seemed to bother him. It was really interesting to see, because you'd think the older the deer, the more skittish he'd be, but he really wasn't. He disappeared for a while, and then it was almost quitting time, and just out of nowhere, he came back. Wow, what a rush that is. Watched him walk in from 150 yards, came back in, he disappeared for a while and just showed up right at the last minute. That was a good shot. I'm excited. Every time I shoot a deer, no matter how many times I've shot a deer, it always feels like my first time. I'm happy, I'm excited, my adrenaline is just rushing through my body, and I can't stop smiling. I'm so happy with that deer. He's a good deer, and he's an old deer.
After a good amount of time had passed, they called Wade to come out and track the deer with them.
Well, it's one of my favorite things to do is track deer. People think I'm crazy for loving to do it, but that's just part of it. That's part of the hunt. I love going and finding my deer, and I love every step through the hunt, from waking up in the morning to sitting in the stands and going through all the motions, you know, all the happiness. But yeah, walking up, knowing that you did that, it almost makes you want to cry happy tears every time. So he went this way. He's right there. Woo! Hell yeah! Oh my God, look at him!
I like all the little bends in him. I just think it's neat.
Yeah.
His how his main beam kind of goes down.
And the little crab claw in the front, a little bit.
Look at that bends in right there. I love old deer. Just the stories they could tell.
Yep.
I mean, the cape on him. Look at his beard. I mean, his cape's perfect too, all the way back. Big dark line on him.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
He's pretty. Thank you. Again, I was filled with so much excitement I could barely talk, you know. And I think it was because we watched him for so long and just everything that happened in that hunt. There was just so many events and so much going on that I was ecstatic that he was just there, that I did that. I felt I made every right decision during this hunt, and that's what was so satisfying and rewarding in the end.
Congratulations, Jessica, on your entry into the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries.